All right, so this is going to be part two. I was recording for about, I think, 40-ish minutes, and when I tried editing the video and uploading it to my phone, it told me I didn't have enough storage. So I guess the I guess the hundreds of dollars you pay for an iPhone gets you, like, I guess half a gigabyte or whatever of storage. I'm not sure how much I have, but I should have plenty of room for this. But anyway, so this is part two. I'm continuing just practicing power cleans at this point, keeping it relatively lightweight, just enough so that I can get it up. I'm literally just doing it until I can get it up on, like, I'm gonna do a few until I feel that my body's done enough work, and then I'm gonna put it up on the rack, because as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go move into the squat. I don't know much about powerlifting, especially about power cleans or anything like that. I know there's more complicated movements, like overhead snatches or whatever they're called, and then there's just tons of different movements. I think there's sort of a natural progression that happens when you lift, and I think powerlifting is one of the more advanced forms of lifting. And I think it should be, if anyone who has a goal of being functionally fit should have a goal of first mastering the basics of, like, squatting, deadlifting, bench pressing, things like that, and then moving into complex movements. Not like it has to be so segmented. Like, I think the best way is like what I'm doing probably is just to practice it with lighter weight. But at some point, I want to be able to do a power clean with, like, more than two plates. Like a 300-pound power clean would be awesome. Things like that. So my goal is in the future, and this is, like, in my mind, it could be anywhere from a year to several years out in the future. I want to be able to start powerlifting and all these things. My ultimate goal is just to be strong in as many different ways as I can. There's so many different facets of life where strength can be applied. So for example, you can have a super heavy deadlift and be able to pull, like, say, like 600, 700 pounds. Like, I don't know how much weight, but that would be awesome, right? But you could also put the goal to be able to do, like, maybe 30 pull-ups, and that would be equally impressive. Being able to bench press 400 pounds or more than that. Those are all cool things, but then at some point that strength has to be applied to something, right? My goal is to become strong enough to then become athletic. So I know how to play sports, but I'm not, like, so naturally athletic. I think there's a way to overcome any natural like inathleticism that you have. I think the key is to become strong, and then to condition those muscles to move quickly and to move in a controlled way. So once I've gained strength, my goal is to then work on being more explosive, being more agile, and that should translate pretty well to any sports that I play. My ultimate goal is to also learn kind of how to fight as well. I think it's something that kind of got away from me growing up. Like, I never learned how to be tough or how to be aggressive, and that's something that I can see potentially holding me back in the future. I talked about in the last video how my goals are centered around being the best version of myself that can possibly exist, in order to provide and protect for my family, right? If you believe in the Bible or not, or if you believe in scriptures or prophecy or anything like that, you'll know that that the apocalypse is something that is prophesied to happen, where the world will be in such a chaotic state. It will need rescuing and saving, and that's when Jesus Christ will come for the second time to establish a heavenly order, a heavenly kingdom on earth. In our modern culture today, I don't think we recognize, but, like, this idea of the world ending, it is derived from a religious context. It's not just something that someone made up. It's like, it's in scripture, and it's been believed for thousands and thousands of years. Anyway, so I personally believe, and it's a common belief amongst Christians, I think. I believe that when time takes its course, that things will get worse rather than improving. And so at some point, it'll become necessary to defend everything that you have and everything that you believe. everything that you love. And so I'm just doing my best to get started right now. It's never too early to get started. But it might be too late. At some point, you might not be able to be as developed as you wish you were. And you never want that moment to arrive where you wish that you had done more when you were younger or when there was more time. So anyway, those are just some thoughts I wanted to share as to like motivation for improving in all these things. So at this point, I'm working up to a heavy squat. My goal was just to do one heavy set, and I'm kind of feeling it out. So also I apologize because in the other video I had the camera set up at an angle to record the bench press that I was doing, and I never readjusted the camera. I didn't really think about that. So you can barely see the top of my shoulders and my neck. Anyway, so the weight I'm about to push is like, it's just me kind of pushing heavy, and I'm going to do this every week, is have a day where I lift heavy in order to increase my capacity to hold weight, basically. My legs are a lot stronger than I think they are. At least what I mean by that is like I have a perceived capacity of exertion, and I think my legs are actually stronger than I realize, but my back is my weak point. And so if I were to get on a leg press machine or something like that, I'm pretty sure I can put up some pretty good numbers. But right now, my squat is not there right now. Like the numbers are kind of low, and that's just due to my back not being as developed as I would like it to be. And so I think there's different ways to fix that. I've attacked it like by isolating my lower back, all these things. And I think another component I can't forget is I just need to put weight on it and really just squeeze the weakness out of it. So one thing that you'll see is that when the heavier weight will force your imperfections to show themselves. You'll feel different things in your body. You'll notice different alignments in your posture. The key is to push yourself until your body starts to break form. And as soon as you start to break form, know that that's your limit and don't go past that. At least for the time being. The best way to train is to keep your form intact and to kind of like think of it as a working max, not like an actual maximum 1 rep. Think of it as a working max. So like as you're working, your body will naturally start to kind of see signs of slowing down. So right here, I'm getting ready for my heavy reps, and I started to pump out some air squats. I wanted to get blood into my quads. So up until this point, I hadn't really done anything that had targeted my quads, and I wanted to make sure that they had a little bit of a pump or somewhat of a connection from mind to muscle before I hit this heavy squat. So at this point, my back is totally warmed up. I've done some squats already, and so I don't really see any more need to keep warming up. So I went straight to the heavy set. So this is I think 225 right here, and I'm literally not sure exactly how many I'm going to do at this point. I'm just going to try it, put my body under the weight, see what happens. And I think as soon as I did this, during this set, I in my mind, the number 3 popped in my head, like as if like to do 3 reps, but I was kind of like wary. I was like, I'm not trying to go too hard right now, just trying to see where I'm at. So I did 1 rep, but as soon as I racked it, I didn't really feel tired. I felt like I could do 1 more after that. So I stood up and I racked it, and I took a short rest and then came back to it and squatted again. And then I did that I think twice, and then as soon as that was over, I just went for it and I did 3 reps, and that was to finish the set. And after that, I think that was it. That was like the rest of the workout. So anyway, one other thing that I mentioned that quickly so I can get to another thing just before the video ends. So during the last month, I've been squatting for about 2 months now, just trying to practice my form and everything. One thing I noticed is that I started to develop some like almost severe back and hip pain. It wasn't like anything that to send me to the hospital, but it was definitely an extreme discomfort. And in the past, when I was less experienced, I probably would have assumed that meant for me to stop doing that exercise. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that that's exactly what's meant to happen, is that when you push heavy weight, it'll force your body to respond. at some point your body is going to have to stop faking whatever like mechanical efficiencies your body has developed to avoid putting strain on weaker body parts. Your body's going to have to unravel itself to like at some point, because like your weak body parts are not going to be weak for long. At some point they have to become stronger. So I personally believe that the soreness and the discomfort is your body's way of signaling where you need help and where you need strength. And so the best way to fix that is just to continue pushing that weight and that movement. Just decrease the weight and the stress. Just like do enough so that blood can be forced to that muscle group, and that blood will carry nutrients and will carry different things that will help restructure the organism and make it stronger. So I kind of I had to be disciplined and force myself to not be worried about that discomfort. And so when that happened, I just decided to continue going, and not only to continue going, but to actually target that weak area. And within a week or so, I actually had to go through about a week of just like kind of like some intense discomfort. But as soon as I decided to persevere, within the next week, I was already feeling some relief, and I actually felt like it was working. I was making sure to eat nutrient-dense food as much as I could, and continuing my exercise, and it really did loosen me up. And even to this point, I don't really feel the same discomfort anymore. Every once in a while, it'll kind of flare up, but that's just telling me that it's starting to go away, and that my hips are starting to get stronger, my lower back is starting to get stronger. So if you find yourself in that position where you feel discomfort anywhere, you have to really assess like what it is that you're feeling. And if there's any reason to stop, your body will let you know. It'll feel different than just discomfort. It'll be a pain. It'll be something severe. So let's go back to my squat form just to finish this off. Like, I could tell this was heavy for me. I like, you see how I get to the bottom and I can sit perfectly well in that hole right there. As soon as I start to go up, my back starts to give in, and I start to lean forward, and I have to just mechanically leverage the weight up instead of just squatting it cleanly. That's exactly what I'm talking about, where like my body, even though like my legs are strong enough, my back is not, and my body was forced to perform the movement even though it didn't want to. My body, like my back started giving in, trying to avoid the pressure, trying to avoid the tension, and it wasn't able to. But my legs saved the day. I was able to just lean the weight up enough to get it up on the rack, and that was it. So that's the video for today. If anyone's watching this, just comment, let me know what you think. It'll be good to hear from you guys. So this is me putting everything away, and I'm signing off. So have a good one.